I don't know why I hit that button. We're not at the ups and downs yet, but welcome to another One Piece chapter review and discussion. How is everybody doing this wonderful day? Super excited to talk about this chapter. Today we're going to be talking about chapter 1119, Emeth. The name of the ancient robot, the name of the giant robot. It has some pretty interesting implications we're going to be going through and unpacking. Like you saw earlier, we are going to be going through the ups and downs and then the beat-by-beat chapter review discussion. And then we'll get to some heavy as the head that wears the L predictions. And then we'll just kind of hang out and talk about the chapter, see how everybody else is feeling about everything. I am, alas, alone once again this week to talk about this chapter. We are dividing and conquering today, so I am here and Megan's off working on some other stuff, but she is well. And I hope you are too. I hope you are too. Super crazy chapter. We finally got a name from the ancient robot. Frankie had a cool ass moment. Hockey confirmed. I don't know, but in my head canon, it's confirmed. So many things to talk about. I just want to welcome everybody who's here right now. Let me see. What's up with everybody? We got Test, Elizabeth, Winston, Darkest, my buddy, Swaboosh, Mugiwara, John C, Ricard, Beans. Let's go. Elizabeth is annoyed due to the heat today, but other than that, not too bad. That's good. And the heat sucks. It sucks, where we're at too. I don't know if we're in a similar area or not, but it's summer and I don't like summer. Just because of the heat. I'm not a beach guy, not a pool guy, and summer's for those people. So we also got Gaimon. We got a lot of cool stuff in this chapter. So let's unpack it. And now we can get into... Oh, actually, before the ups and downs, I do want to say that there was some other casting that was released this morning for OPLA. We'll talk all about that after we get through the chapter. I do want to touch on it because there are some really cool actors that have been cast to play some characters that I've been waiting a long time to find out about. And I want to go through it with everybody. We're eating. We're here. It's been 3 days in a row. It's a time. But now we can get into our ups and downs for chapter 1119, Emeth. So right out of the gate, dude, I loved that this chapter opened up like a novella. It was Stussy, Kaku, and it just felt, as I was reading it, I have it pulled up here for my reference, it felt like I was watching a drama. I want to recreate. I wish I had like soap opera music, because in my head it was like, go Stussy. I did respect you. You were once a relentless associate, but nothing will sway Lucci when he comes back. Just leave. And I love that for them, dude. I love their dynamic. And in all sincerity, I genuinely love that we're spending time with them and the fallout of their relationship, and Stussy wanting to continue to be with them and a part of their group, but Kaku dealing with the betrayal and only imagining how Lucci's going to take the betrayal. I really do genuinely love that amidst all the chaos, this chapter opened on this moment. I love getting filled in these little tidbits, these little moments between these two. It's actually become a highlight of this part for me personally. That is an up. That is a big up. If we're balancing the scales, and when I say down, I do want to clarify almost every single time I talk about a down, because it doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. It just means that these are opinions and feelings that I have as a week-to-week reader that probably do not matter in the grand scheme of things. One Piece is incredible, is amazing, but these are just some things on a week-to-week basis that I maybe expected, maybe I wanted to happen, that didn't end up happening. And so if I had to give it down for something that happened this chapter, I guess it would be that I would have liked personally, and I'm interested to see how everybody else feels about it, but I would have liked to see Gear 5 Bonnie do a little bit more than she did. She had a really cool moment. And that's another up that we're about to get to too. Sanji, Frankie, Bonnie, all combining their different attacks to propel Luffy, into Mars, into, fucking space to be with Enel. And so that was a cool moment, but it was really that, and that took a lot of energy, and that took a lot of, I guess, hockey, right? So I understand that after that, she was a little fatigued. She was a little tired. She kind of reverted back to her base form, and I get that. But it's just because we were talking last week about how cool it would be for a child, an actual child, and Luffy has childlike qualities, but to have an actual child tap into Gear 5 and do things that Luffy would never even think to do. The literal imagination of a child. So I her eyes popped out. And I also want to say I'm a sucker for and did enjoy the reveal last week. It was divisive. People were talking about it. Some people loved it. Some people hated it. But I enjoyed it, and I was ready. I was ready to see shenanigans, and we did get a cool moment. I just thought maybe we could have got a little something else. Like I said, in the grand scheme of things, it don't really matter. Let's see. Another up for me though. It's looking like this is Frankie's arc after all. I thought that Egghead, I think we all thought Egghead was going to be Frankie's arc, and then Egghead started. And we said, damn, I guess it's not. Just like Wano wasn't really Zoro's, Egghead won't really be Frankie's, and Elbaf won't really be Usopp's, but I guess we were wrong. It's just happening in a little bit different of a way than we might have thought, that I might have thought. He's been getting moment after moment. My guy, my king, has been getting moment after moment, and he had a crazy moment in this chapter. Yes, it was him, Sanji, and Bonnie, but Sanji gets moments, I would say, more often than Frankie. So excuse me for just being happy for the guy. And it seemed like, I don't know, if you really want to pick apart what was being said during that exchange, when Luffy mentioned hockey being used, he could have been talking about Sanji and Bonnie. But in my headcanon, we might have just got Frankie hockey confirmed. And that's a big W. Egghead is his arc. After all, he's winning. He's a GOAT. He's my guy. Another down, though, was fucking Atlas. Fucking Atlas going to her death, because that's where she's going. She said, I'm going to go check on shit. AKA, I'm going to go die, because that's what's going to happen. She's not making it off that island. We talked about how there are so few satellites left, and none of these Vegapunks can make it off this island. And I was thinking, but Atlas is she's kind of safe, and I guess Lilith is kind of safe, right? No. Atlas spit in my face and said, I'm going to go die. And that bums me out. I love Atlas. She's not my favorite, but she's Megan's favorite satellite. And it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. Obviously, the Gorosei getting yeeted like Team Rocket, that was pretty funny. Love that. Gaiman, I wrote that down. These are ups. And here's a little boo thing. Okay. And that just made me feel good, because it made me feel like there really is a person out there for everyone. Whether you're an Afro man in a chest, there is someone out there for you. So I don't want to hear it. There's someone out there for everybody. I think that's going to do it for my ups and downs. I do want to get into the meaning of Emeth and what I was able to find. So according to, and let me just switch back over here real quick. According to, let's see. I want to get this up so everybody can see. According to Google, Emeth means truth, firmness, or veracity. And this is very, very fitting, obviously, since the robot is the vessel, the one bringing this message, protecting this message, and allowing the truth to be told to the world. So this is extremely, extremely fitting. But it also has some meaning, apparently, in Hebrew. There are some ties to Emeth and golems, which essentially are these like clay creatures that are controlled by a specific person. So if we're to assume that this is like something literal, then it could be that this is a golem of Joy Boy. Emeth apparently being this is also interesting, the word that is carved into a golem to activate the golem, to awaken the golem. And there's an old proverb about a golem which is also interesting, looking at what happened 200 years ago with the ancient robot in Marijois. There's an old proverb about a golem who went mad, who went crazy. And he had the word Emeth carved into him. And once he started to go mad, the creator of this golem scratched off one of the characters that spelled the word, leaving the rest of the word, which changed the meaning of the name to death, thus killing the golem. Now, this is kind of interesting because the ancient robot, I don't know if he went mad necessarily, but he did attack Marijois, and so there could be a little connective tissue there. Very cool. I think one thing I read said he scratched the letter off, and instead of saying Emeth, it just said meth, and that's what led to the golem's death. And I just thought that was pretty funny because that will happen. Meth will kill you eventually. But then I heard somewhere else that it's actually not meth. It's shortened to something else. But interesting nonetheless. One Piece is a story of stories, a collection of stories, and I love it. I love Oda for that. I want to get to some super chats really quick. Oh shit, let's go. We got new subspace in this bitch. I was excited to finally join alive again, but didn't realize the chapter was out. I'll be back after I read. Hope you're well, Josh. Thank you, new subspace. Hope you're well too. Read the chapter, come back. It won't take you too long. Shout out. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the support. D. La Joy Boy. I'm playing all Frankie sounds today. Sold your giant robot stocks too early, Losh.
Bro, Losh for real.
But I'm fine with Bonnie just doing one attack. It's only been one and done when Bonnie has done Distort the Future. That's very, very, very true. That's very, very, very true. I guess I get carried away. I get carried away because it's not just here that, I talk about this chapter. Obviously, Megan's cousin, Nolan, is a huge, gigantic One Piece fan. He's been on the channel before. Some mutual friends we have are huge One Piece fans, caught up. And so every time we get together, we just kind of talk about the chapter. And I really started to like the idea that Bonnie would get to play with Gear 5 a little bit more. But I do understand, like power-wise, why it was only one attack. I just think that it was a little personal thing for me that I would have liked to see. But again, it doesn't really, it's not a bad thing. It's not a thing that like didn't work. And about the giant robot, I sold my stocks because last week I was going on and on and on. I awakened my yap fruit, and I was going on about the giant robot and how it does. It keeps getting knocked down and getting back up, and knocked down and getting back up, and knocked down and getting back up. And I really thought it was done this time. And people in the chat were like, nah, with Bonnie and Luffy going Gear 5, it's getting up again. And I said, okay, I mean, you're probably right, but that would be so crazy because it's going to do the same thing it's been doing over and over again. However, this time we did get a little something new. And he landed an attack on the Gorosei, an attack that I feel like, my own personal theory that I'm putting in the book of L's today, is this is an attack that the Gorosei is not going to be able to heal from or regenerate from. Or maybe it'll be like a slower regeneration. I don't know. I think there's something to the power that this robot has. And maybe it'll give him a clue, because this whole time they had a good plan this time around in this chapter. It was really funny, and it was fun to see them just like throwing the Gorosei around because they can't do any damage to them. But I think it would be interesting if the giant robot landed an attack that the Gorosei couldn't regenerate from. They don't really know how or why that's possible because they're trying to escape. And then once they have time to kind of calm down, they kind of think about it some more, piece some things together. And that's how they're able to defeat them, because they ultimately need to defeat them at some point, and they can't just keep throwing them around everywhere. So I thought that was cool. Quattro gifted 1 Volume 1 podcast membership.
What can I say? He's an awesome guy.
Shout out Quattro. And Tiberius also gifted 1 Volume 1 podcast membership. I like that that's just kind of canonically in the lore of Volume 1. That's just Tiberius's sound in my mind. Thank you so much for the support, for the super chats. Appreciate ya. Let's see. I just want to catch up on what everybody else is saying, and then we'll dive in and go beat by beat. Dwayne said, Bonnie is a level 10 Ditto copying a level 100 Mewtwo. She can't keep up. That is a great analogy. A perfect analogy. Atlas leaving safety of giant ship. Red flags of her death. Yeah, she's going to die. She's going to... Bro, she might as well have literally turned to the reader and said, I'll go check on it. I'll be right back. I'm going to go to my death. I'm going to my death. He didn't just hit a Gorosei. He broke that host tusk. He did, man. And that's what I'm saying. He didn't, he might not regenerate from it. I also think that there's something interesting, and it could be a little symbolic, that the Iron Giant, the ancient giant, gets a hit in on the Gorosei that has tusks, knocking a tusk off, breaking a tusk, when he himself is missing a horn. You see? Missing a horn, missing a tusk. Beautiful moment. Vegapunk should be getting up now, any moment. Remember, Luffy came back from the dead because of his heartbeat. The drums have the power to revive. Oh, he says, shout out to JD. Wasn't mine. Well,
that's a more?
That was my par sound. Where's my J sound?
It's not about the story. It's about agenda.
And Soham with a super chat as well. Thank you so much. Let's give them...
I'm exploding.
Even Robot did something. Still Dragon just doing Mr. Beast reaction. Also, can Nika give people hockey? I don't care about Bonnie, but Frankie hockey confirmed. That's what I want, man. You know, I do think that it is very likely that they will all be revealed to have hockey by the end of the series. I mean, to me, that would just make so much sense. And like I said earlier, in my own headcanon, this is it. This is Frankie hockey confirmed. But I don't know. I want to go back again and kind of see how it reads, because reading it over again could kind of change how I feel about it. But can Nika give people hockey? I think, you know, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility, but I don't know if it came from Nika. Maybe Nika could like tap into or awaken, you know, the potential of someone to use hockey. But I would view it more like that, as opposed to Nika like granting someone hockey, and they would still have to train with it, or they would still have to know how to harness it. It couldn't be this thing that Nika just granted somebody and they just had. Maybe if they did, it would be something that would go away after Luffy reverted back. But maybe awakening the potential to tap into hockey and use hockey within them. That'd be kind of cool. Bonnie is now the youngest hockey user we have. That's also crazy. She's a literal child? A literal child that is using hockey steroid pills in the future confirmed. I could see it. It's going to be like, bro, it's going to be like Gen V. It's going to be like the boys. Everybody's going to be injecting hockey into their veins. All right, let's cue this up. Let's go through it together because we got a lot. Bro, there's like a bug on the camera. When it gets really hot in here, these bugs, they just start coming out of the woodwork, out of the cracks. And there's one on the camera. And I'm scared. All right. Here we go. I got my bigger window zoomed in, open. Chapter 1119, Emeth. Cover page, Oni Child Yamato and the Holy Inari Shrine Pilgrimage, Volume 9. Kibi getting stoned by kids who resent Kaido. Jesus Christ. I guess Yamato's got to work on their reputation. Yeah, no. Got to really separate themselves from Kaido if they didn't already. I'm excited. Come on, Yamato. I'm excited to see where you're going. I know you're on your pilgrimage, but I want to see more. All right. Moving on, we have the opening, the novella, the drama. I love this moment genuinely. I know I keep joking about it, but it was really cool. Stussy and Kaku having a conversation, and Kaku saying that there's no way I don't forgive you, but also there's nothing that, but I think, even the emotion conveyed on his face that is covered in shadow as he's like very upset. He does care, I think, deeply. And a part of him obviously wants to, accept Stussy back into their group as a friend again. But then him even saying nothing will sway Lucci, even if there was something that could sway me. So you need to leave. It's just a really beautiful moment. I really want to continue following this. I hope we get some closure to this before the arc is over. I'm invested. Then we see Bonnie and Luffy having a ball. This is gonna be a blast, man. I just kind of sat back and watched the discourse. Bro, it's literally the bug is doing circles around the lens right now. It's kind of distracting. But yeah, I just sat back and watched the discourse last week. I really love this. This was really cool. I was really excited to see what was going to happen. And we get everybody else's reaction to it too. And the Gorosei kind of just like discounting Bonnie's transformation as just a trick of her age fruit. Saying that, obviously not viewing it as much of a threat. Luffy, obviously in Gear 5 form, it inflates, becomes a ball, and this is going to be so fucking sick in the anime, dude. I swear to God. Also, people are looking at a line that Sanji says later as like possibly an indicator that Bonnie will be joining the Straw Hats. I still don't know how I feel about it. I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't mind it at all. I don't know for certain, but a lot of people are pointing to a line from Sanji saying that that line points to almost a confirmation. But so they're talking about how they can't injure the Gorosei, that they just have to throw them. Bonnie freaking out about having to attack Luffy. Her reactions throughout this whole chapter were so funny. Luffy grabs Mars by the freaking wings and tells everybody to attack him all at once. This is the line I'm talking about right here. We have, I got to get it on my other screen. It's Sanji saying, Captain's orders are absolute, Bonnie. I know sometimes, no pun intended, but, people can take a piece of dialogue and imply a lot from it, and it oftentimes can be a bit of a stretch, but I don't know. Here they're saying this is almost like a coaching moment, from Sanji. Like, the captain's orders are absolute, and if you're gonna be riding with us, if you're gonna be sailing with us, then you need to know that. I don't know, but they do this attack, and I think I'm going to. I don't know if I'm gonna shit myself, piss myself. I don't know what's going to happen when I see this animated, but it's going to be pretty crazy. We see the Ifrit Jumbe Hell the impactful strong, I guess I should read them all at once. The Ifrit Jumbe Hell Memories, the impactful strong right, and the giant Nika punch, all hitting Luffy at one time. He's like, damn, that shit fucking hurts. That's when we get the line about hockey. And let me see. You guys are using hockey. It's going to be interesting to see how it's translated. Imagine the official comes out and he's saying, of course it hurts. You guys are all using hockey. But he doesn't say that. He said, you guys are using hockey. It's why I like this moment, because it doesn't outright confirm it. It does seem to imply it. But I like that we get some time here to speculate, like, ooh, is this confirmation? I want the Viz translation to just say it, even if it's not accurate, because I just want Frankie to have, hockey. I want it to be confirmed. Booming Dom balloon, and he fucking shoots off the Gorosei, is blasting off again, literally star and all. Very Gear 5, very fun. Oh, brother, here we go. Atlas. They said, where's everybody else at? She said, I'll go check. She's dead. She's fucking dead. But this is where we see, because of all the shenanigans happening outside, the ancient robot waking up again, saying nothing. Or here, this is the message actually from Vegapunk continuing. This was kind of crazy too. If I was a betting man, I would have lost a shitload of money because I thought Vegapunk's message was completely over and done with. I thought we learned everything we were going to learn, and we kind of did. I mean, he doesn't really give us any like super crazy information, and the part of the speech that we cut out on is not where it picks up again. It almost seems like it had continued to play, but just wasn't being broadcast. So when we come back, that chunk of the speech is missing. So we still don't know what Vegapunk was saying at that point, but he does talk about the will of D, and that it is a will. I want to try and find exactly what he's saying. We call it a will, and to those that have suffered for this, I can only pray my voice reaches you. We also see Katakuri. We see a lot of Big Mom's babies. That's an alliteration. I like it. And then we see Gaimon and his boo thing and their little pet. He's domesticated. Got a little pet and everything. But yeah. Bro, then the Gorosei starts spitting up CP, Cypher Pole agents from his mouth, throwing them up, and they start falling from the sky so that he could suck in the giant ship. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? This is, it's epic. And the people aren't ready to see this shit animated, bro, I swear. And then we get also feeling like a short chapter because I know we're going through it, but we get Luffy smacking him across the face, punching him across the mouth, and the reveal of the name of the giant robot. And we hear what I assume is a memory, but also it feels, no, that can't be true. This is interesting. Hold on. Let's unpack this together. So we hear Joy Boy, right? And then he says, listen up, Emeth. The time is at hand. And Emeth is saying, the time, ? So he's having an actual conversation with Joy Boy. Oh, I assume Joy Boy. Am I correct in thinking that? The time is at hand. The time. Because if this was some kind of flashback, some kind of memory, he'd be saying, you'll know when the time is at hand. But it feels like the golem theory could be even more true if somehow Joy Boy from the Void Century still has a connection to this ancient robot somehow, some way, through its power source, through means that we do not know yet. But it definitely does seem like he is speaking through the voice of all things to Joy Boy. But that is where it ends. He takes a horn off, and Luffy reacts the way Luffy reacts anytime he sees a robot. It is pretty crazy. It is pretty crazy. Let me see what everybody else is saying over here. Did you see the new One Piece castings? I sure did. I got everything pulled up, ready to talk about it. Very excited. So, Boosh, I don't think Frankie needs hockey, but I really want him to have it. So, Boosh, that is almost exactly my sentiments. My sentiments exactly. I'll go check die. Atlas wants to die so bad. Let someone else check. Yeah, why? Why? Send one of those other little egghead scientist people, whatever the fuck, robot-looking fools to go check. I mean, I know everybody's scattered around everywhere, but come on, Atlas. Denden Mushi is the employee of the month. See, that is the unsung hero. Everybody, and that should have been a down, dude, because everybody is saying, oh, the fucking ancient robot, he came back, you know, he's protecting Joy Boy. But what about the Denden Mushi, a living creature getting thrown around, just doing whatever it was designed to do and not stopping? I would have been gave up. But that Denden Mushi, I believe, is also a member of the D clan, and I believe that they have a integral role to play, and they knew that. They have known that their entire life. They've been waiting for this moment. Gaimon stay winning, absolutely. The Alaskan bullworm. Ty. Jesus Christ, Ty, gotta spit so you can suck it in. Okay. Ty, you're not wrong. It's just it's crazy. It's crazy. All right, let's see if we're caught up on super chats and all that. Let me make sure. Tiberius, I think, gifted again. Let's go. Oh, I guess I said that was just canon sound. So, yeah, that's the chapter. Crazy thoughts. So I really do think that the Emeth reveal is very, very cool. I like how Oda has brought in, again, seemingly more history, more mythos, right? With its connection to like golems in like Hebrew stories. And I do think there's a lot of merit to that. And we can see a lot of similarities in its rampage on Merijois to the like proverb about that golem going mad and having a character scratched off so that it would die. Again, it could be still being controlled by Joy Boy somehow, some way. This to me also maybe I don't know how I feel about it, only because obviously people have speculated that this ancient robot could have been a member of Joy Boy's crew, and it would be crazy if I mean, it would be crazy either way, but if it's just a golem that Joy Boy created, I doubt it would be like a member of his crew. He has his own thoughts, I guess, right? He has his own mind, I guess. But it's just interesting. It's just interesting. And again, the connection to truth and that name meaning truth and it being the vehicle for the message. is really cool. It's really, really well written, and it was a really cool reveal. Another down I forgot to mention, though, is fucking break week next week. It's a fucking break week. Rest up, Oda, you need it. Stay healthy. But damn. Actually, we might have a lot of stuff to chew on over this break week. I feel like it's been pretty crazy. Like this run of chapters has left us with a lot to talk about. But on top of that, obviously the OPLA stuff that's starting to trickle out too. Yeah. Tiberius said, I'm charitable today because you're looking like a young 35-year-old snack. Okay, first of all, Tiberius, not 35 yet. Will be this year, though. So getting ahead of yourself there a little bit. Jew with the gawk, no me. Jew Peter with the gawk, no me. Shout out Dr. Umar's burner. The Jacob Geller video on the story of the golem is so good. I'm going to write that down because I'm really interested in that, mythos or learning more about the origins of the golems in that culture with the name Emeth. I want to learn more about that. Like, again, I just think it's so cool that One Piece is a story about stories. It's about so many things, but it is just like always borrowing from multiple things, from multiple cultures. That's my favorite thing about it. One of my favorite things about it. My second favorite thing about it is Nico Robin. Fun speculating how Giant reacts to Luffy Gear 5 and if Atlas or Lilith dies. Gabe, I'm telling you right now, mark my words, they are dead. They are deader than dead. They are 6 feet under as we speak. Because the One Piece, the manga chapters it's just Oda, it's really happening. Like the events of the story are really happening in some sort of alternate universe. And Oda's just trying to keep up. He's literally just transcribing what he sees take place in this universe. So he's a little behind in the sense that, he can only write things down as they happen. So they're already dead. They're dead. But he just hasn't had the chance to like get it all down on pen and paper yet. Josh, are you bummed you didn't get the role of Wapol? I was a little bummed about it. But I think it went to the better actor, the better performer. I think that the only reason I was in the running for it at all was just based on maybe looks alone. I didn't have the chops necessarily, and I think this actor has the chops. So, good for him, and I wish him the best of luck. Honestly, he's the actor that I'm most excited about being cast, because when I was looking more into his previous roles and things, I was very excited by what I found. Let me just pop that on real quick. We'll come back to the chapter, but since we're kind of already on the subject, I want to go over it because it was very exciting. We got big names revealed. Smoker, Tashigi, Wapol, and Dalton. I think these are literally almost all the names that I said I wanted to see yesterday outside of maybe Ace. Bro, I'm not going to lie. I was groggy as fuck when I woke up this morning. I grabbed my phone and this was one of the first things I saw. And in my haze, I was convinced for a solid 5 to 10 seconds that Smoker was being played by Zac Efron. I don't know if it's because I need glasses or because I was on my phone and the picture was a little smaller, but I was like, they got him. They got Zac. And I didn't know how to feel. I thought that David Dasmalchian was the only big name that we were going to be getting for this new cast. And here I saw Zac Efron as Smoker. But it turned out to not be Zac Efron. It's an actor by the name of Calum Kerr. Calum, very handsome guy. Does kind of remind me of Zac Efron post jaw surgery. You know what I'm saying? Where Zac Efron told some sort of fib about getting in some sort of accident and having to get plastic surgery. Now he's got a He-Man jaw, and that's a little fucked up. Maybe he's telling the truth. I shouldn't say that, but he does. He looks. You know what it is? It's because I feel like celebrities do that often. I feel like if you're gonna get plastic surgery, just get it. Just get it and own it. And maybe he did have an accident, and I'm sorry, Zach, if you did. I apologize. But if you didn't, just tell us the truth. Okay? Because everybody does it. Everybody in your circle, in your group, they all do it. But this man, a Chad, this man, handsome. I would even say a little more handsome than Zach. I've never seen this man before. He was born in Scotland, so that gives us an idea as to how Smoker's going to sound. Maybe Smoker's going to be Scottish. He has a pretty solid IMDb. Again, nothing performance-wise that I've seen him in, but I am hypnotized. I am entranced. He's a gorgeous man. And Smoker, I did not know that Smoker was this handsome. But I do see it. I do think he's going to be great. Especially the picture that they chose, this headshot that they chose. It's going to be incredible to see him with the 2 cigars, the jacket. I mean, he's going to look so good. Very happy about Calum. Then we got Julia. Never seen Julia before either, but in looking at her IMDb, she has worked with Emily before. Where was it? I don't know what movie this is from, but they have clearly worked together. She was part of the Fear Street series or movies on Netflix. I think they were Netflix originals. She was in the Young Jedi Adventures. She's got a pretty good resume too. I saw people say that they were maybe expecting someone to be cast that looked a little bit more like an older version of the actress who played Kuina, to kind of keep that idea present in the live action, like the idea that they look very similar, and that that leads into why Zoro has an affinity towards her, or why they have that sort of relationship that they do in very early One Piece. But I don't know. I think she was great. I really do. I haven't seen any of her performances, but I think as far as aesthetically for the role, I think she's great. And I also think it's cool that she's worked with Emily before. It's going to be nice for them to get to work together again. I really, the one I was the most passionate, I really do think Julia is great. I think Callum is great. But the one I was over the moon about was Rob Coletti as Wapol. Now, let me tell you why I was so excited. First of all, he gives me a what we do in the shadows type of energy in this mugshot. He looks like he would fit right in that show. But Rob was on tour of the Broadway production of School of Rock, the musical, which won 4 Tony Award nominations to rave reviews across the country. Do you see what I'm getting at now? I remember there being a fan casting of Jack Black as Wapol. Maybe it was my own fan casting. Maybe I saw it on Twitter. I don't really remember. But we sort of have that in Rob. Rob is his own actor, his own performer, and he's going to bring things that only he can bring. But I think it's so cool that he has that in his bag of tricks, in his toolkit. He has Jack Black locked in. And I have this video. I'm going to probably have to play it without the sound on and only briefly for a moment. But, this is him, and you can see it. You can see it a little bit better. You can see the just the mannerisms. He's got the energy. He could be goofy. He could be silly. I'm so excited. When I found that out, it gave me full confidence in him to portray Wapol. I think I am the most excited about Rob. Come on now. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about perfect casting, bro. He's got the energy. He's got it all. Honestly. And then, of course, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Dalton. And they really did pick a good picture of this guy, Ty, who on IMDb is Tyrone. They really did pick a good picture. He has the eye, like something about this fool's eyes are so Dalton to me. Again, he's known for Blood Diamond, 24 Hours to Live, Domination, extensive IMDb. He's been in 25 previous projects. I haven't seen anything, I don't think, myself, performance-wise, but something about this man. He's got Dalton eyes. And I just think he's great. Look at, they're piercing. They're piercing me, these blue eyes. You know, I feel like I have a zone devil fruit when I look at him because he makes me want to turn into a beast, turn into an animal, you know, looking at me that way. Dalton. Perfect casting. Again, they nailed it, man. They keep nailing it. I think these were characters that a lot of people were hoping we would get. I kind of didn't think we'd get it 3 days in a row. And who the fuck knows? I could wake up tomorrow and there could be another one of these things. Of course, now that we got Wapol and Ty being Wapol and Dalton, played by Ty, revealed to us 2 Drum Island characters. A lot of people in the comments were talking about Jamie Lee. And Beans, shout out Beans, very interestingly shared in the community live section of the Discord yesterday. Something that to me, first of all, this is the heat on Jamie aside, because she has a lot of heat on her right now. And it is truthfully and honestly, for that reason, probably better for them to not cast her. But being shared in the Discord, a post from her on set of Freaky Friday 2. And Freaky Friday 2 literally started filming on the same day as One Piece Season 2 started filming. And we know that because of Jamie Lee's photo and the photo from Nami's stunt double. So, to me, that means that it is very, 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 very unlikely that she will be cast as Kriha. Heat aside, because it would be impossible for her to travel from where she's at. Not impossible, but just it's sort of unheard of that she would travel while shooting Freaky Friday to South Africa. I understand that one's a movie, one's a series, so depending on how they film it, she could theoretically make it there, but I just don't think it's possible. And also, TV shows, movies always film things out of order, sometimes simultaneously. So I don't think it is going to happen, but we will see. I could wake up tomorrow and be proven wrong. Wapol, amazing, good casting. Smoker is smoking. Yes, he is. Renew Dead Boy Detectives. You guys, that's funny to me. I wonder if Netflix, they see that, they go, oh fuck, okay. Smoker's actor seems cool. He does. Bro, this guy would be such a cool ace. This is the guy who played the Blue Beetle, I think. And he was on a podcast with Iñaki, or Iñaki was a guest on his podcast. Cool shit, man. Cool shit, brother. Oh shit, the celebrity Mega Perina's in the chat said test. She says Smoker gotta chill. He does. He needs to chill. Did you already finish talking about the chapter Set a Beautiful Light? Yes and no. So we went through it bit by bit. I gave my ups and downs, but we're going to jump back to it. We just kind of went off on a tangent about the casting, and then we're going to jump back in and talk some more about it. What up, Dazul? Who's saying, hey, he is hack Black Tiberius. How dare you? How dare you? But that's so cool, man. I mean, come on. I'm just so geeked on Rob, honestly. He's my favorite. He's my favorite of the ones announced. Again, just I don't know why. He's getting very what we do in the shadows vibes. He looks like the vampire, I forget his name, but he looks like one of the main vampires. And why am I forgetting names? You're not going to understand what I'm saying if I'm forgetting names. Guillermo, he looks like Guillermo and the vampire that talks like this. He looks like that vampire and Guillermo combined to make this beautiful man Rob right here. Throw in a little dash of Jack Black and we're like Professor X making the Powerpuff Girl. I'm hyped for Rob. Me too. All right. So we'll jump back. I can't wait to see what continues to be dropped. I'm sure, bro, at this rate, if not tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, but they might pause over the weekend and drop some more during the week. D&D's kind of doing their own little version of that right now. The new player's handbook's coming out, so they're releasing things every day throughout the week. And it's so crazy that I wake up and I get a new subclass or class video from D&D, and then I get new One Piece stuff. Like, bro, I'm gonna need a bigger belt because I'm eating. Yeah, so we'll see. Maybe we'll get some new stuff tomorrow. Jumping back to the chapter, though, I want to hear everybody else's thoughts. I want to know how everybody else is feeling. How do we feel about Bonnie this chapter? How do we feel about that moment? Is Frankie Hockey confirmed? Emeth, what's going on? Is he a golem controlled by Joy Boy? Is he speaking? Does he have a mental link and connection to him still? What is going on? Any and all thoughts? Let's hear them. I'm going to even pull up the chat window so the world can see them. Professor X making the power from... You know what I meant, right? Yeah. Professor Utonium. That's his name. That's his name. Sorry. Oh, Soham said, Tiberius, thanks for the membership. Soham, welcome to the V1 family. Shout out. I believe they said this is all the news we're getting for now, said Beans. God damn it. That's honestly, though, that's a lot. I feel like if we're comparing it to how things were released for season 1, we got this shit dumped on us. I think more so than we did last time. Last time it was definitely more of a trickle, but this time it was like, bro, we're giving you 9. We're giving you 9 character castings. Right? 9? I don't think, this is from Aqual, I don't think Frankie has hockey. It would be made a much bigger deal, in my opinion. I could see that. I could see it being made a much bigger deal, but I also like how in these, not smaller moments, because this is a huge moment, but I like that it could be done in this subtle way. It might be a situation where we continue to have moments like this from the Straw Hats, but it is never like outright explicitly stated. But if you go back and read, you'll be able to find a moment everywhere for each Straw Hat that they were actually using hockey. I like that. I don't personally, and I do respect your opinion of quality. I think that you're probably right, If I'm being honest, you're probably right. But I like when things like, I feel like some things, not everything needs to have like a big moment, and I do like when it is not explicitly like stated. But again, that's just me, and you're probably right. Dazul said Frankie Hockey confirmed. Declan said Bonnie kind of popped off. She did pop off. I'm not going to lie. She popped off. But I hope we get to see her in this form again. And that's kind of the thing, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. You know what is kind of crazy? So like we had talked about in the past about why the satellites cannot travel with the Straw Hats is because, especially now that we know and have it confirmed that Punk Records, the brain, continues to function, continues to grow despite the death of the Stella, that they would either have access to that information or could tap into that information. Anyway, they'd have a lot of knowledge regardless. So I always felt like that was why Atlas was going to eventually die. That's why Lilith was going to eventually die, was because the Straw Hats, it would just seem too convenient for them to have all of this knowledge at their fingertips with a satellite on the ship. I say all that to say, I feel now, as I'm saying it out loud, similarly about Bonnie. Because now that we know that Bonnie has the capability of tapping into Gear 5, or a version, a distorted future of Gear 5, it seems to me less likely now that she will join the crew, because you would have another member of the crew. She wouldn't be redundant in the sense that she would just be a copy of Luffy. She could tap into anybody's abilities, theoretically, any distorted future that she wants. So she would have versatility there, but it would be wild if she were to travel with them permanently as a member of the crew, and then for them to just have two Nikas, two Joy Boys. It would just, I don't know. It would that then I think, because I've seen people say that her having a Gear 5 form kind of takes away from Gear 5, and again, entitled to your opinion. But I think that would really take away from Luffy having Gear 5 if someone on his crew or someone on his ship was able to tap into a version of that too. So this to me maybe kind of shows that she's not going to be joining up with them. Especially if Kuma stays alive. They might go off and do their own thing. Let's see. I kind of want Joy Boy to be dead, said Swaboosh. Yeah, I do think that Joy Boy is dead. I do think that, but I think that maybe there's this way to tap in. I don't know, actually. I don't know how he could be speaking to him in current time in that way. But I do think, like, for all intents and purposes, like, maybe he is dead, but he still has some sort of connection. Like, we're not going to get to, like, he's not going to get to talk to anybody else, or he can't talk to anybody else, maybe. But yeah, I know what you mean. It is interesting. I was so hyped when I saw Gaimon. Same. Soham, I know Zoro and Jinbei are there, but still, I had to remind myself too, Soham, that they had their moment. Zoro had his moment last week against Agorase. So it was cool. They weren't there because they're all doing their thing, but I did feel that too. Because it does feel like, I know that they're there now, like where they need to be with like the group that they're supposed to be with. But it just felt like there was such a long period of time where they were like getting there. So I know the feeling. Gaimon and friend, Gaimon and could be friend, could be something else. Could be something else. Bonnie might go back home to bury Kuma after this arc. Yeah, I mean, Kuma still seems kind of alive, and he is on the ship, so he could die. They would still have the body, dark, or he could survive, and they could go kind of live a sort of happy ending. Please, this is from Tiberius, a super chat, shout out. Please check out Community Live Discord real quick. Say less. Let me see. Let me see what you did. I don't have it open, so give me a second. Could go either way, Tiberius. Thanks to... Oh, that was something else. Sorry. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here's Community Live. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. I gotta share this. I don't even know if this is who. So this is Tiberius's fan casting for reasons I do not know. This is something that can only come from the mind of Tiberius. D. Snyder. Now, is this in reference to who I believe it is in reference to? And what is this, Paladin? The rumor checklist based on OP Netflix following some of them and them hanging with the cast and writers, producers. Based on OP Netflix following some of them and them hanging out with the cast and writers. Damn. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Well, this one was confirmed. As was this one. Oh, shit, bro. Bro, these sleuths on the internet are too good. They'll find anything. Bro, if I ever... I don't think I would ever be able to be an actor. I don't have the training. I don't have the chops. But if I was ever, if I ever got to work on a show, man, I would have to have like an alt account. I would have to have a pseudonym because missed opportunity. Is this Joe as a smoker? Because people find, conversations. They figure out relationships. And you think you're covering your tracks. But they'll find you. D. Snyder. Let me see what Tiberius is saying about this shit. He was in Twisted Sister. Okay. Let me look up an actual picture of him. I think I know what he looks like. Anytime I see something that sounds like that, it sounds too close to something else to me. Sounds too close to Dan Schneider for my liking. D. Snyder. If I was D... Oh, yeah, of course I know this guy. If I was D. Snyder, I would fucking change my name because of Dan Schneider. I'd say, call me DS. And then I'd do a bunch of Nintendo brand deals. And it would work because, a guy like DS playing Nintendo, shit. Tiberius, you're too fast. You're quick. Go up 2 messages for Smoker. Oh, I think that was it. That was it, right? The missed opportunity. Let me see. Yeah. That one is funny as fuck. That one's hilarious. Let me actually make it bigger so people can see. Atlas is going to go Merc York. Lilith will be the sole remaining Vegapunk. So it is kind of shaking out that way, I guess. Or it looks like that could be a way that it does shake out. I think if anything, I don't even think Lilith is, if she is the sole remaining, it could be a situation where she is the sole remaining Vegapunk, but because she is the sole remaining Vegapunk, she has some kind of business that she needs to attend to. Like, as just like Vivi, has her role, has her thing, her kingdom that she needs to attend to. I feel like if there's only one Vegapunk left, if York gets taken out, Atlas gets taken out, then Lilith will have to essentially be Vegapunk and would feel maybe like this is another reason why I think she could not join, but also not die. Because it would be, she wouldn't be like best suited there. She would be best suited somewhere else, coming up with new inventions. And it would be this huge burden maybe that she would have to carry. And how fitting, how kind of full circle would it be if it ended up being true and she was the sole remaining satellite, therefore almost the new Stella, almost Vegapunk, when she was the first Vegapunk that we met. And when that chapter came out, we noticed the number and we, figured that there was something going on, but it would be just a cool full circle moment nodding to her introduction and how she was the first Vegapunk that we actually got to meet. That would be really, really cool. I'm convincing myself. I'm not convincing myself, but the more I talk about it, the more I like it. And I think that's going in the Book of Elves. I'm scratching off a death for Lilith. Atlas is already dead. That's in the Book of Elves. That's not changing. But Lilith, I'm going to write it down and then I'll say it later. Remaining Vega. Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. Lilith might be revenge on York. I think Lilith and York stay. So each side has one Vegapunk. Lilith's goal would be hunting York. I want Edison to live. He's my favorite so far. Yeah, Edison is so cute. Cute as hell. Does anyone else find it really weird that Lilith hasn't really been that evil so far? But I think, and I could be wrong. Maybe it's just my own explanation of it. She isn't like the embodiment of like evil necessarily, but maybe she is the embodiment of like she is the embodiment of evil within Vegapunk, like the evil within him. And so maybe the evil within him isn't that evil, and maybe the good in him isn't really that good, and I don't know. That could be an explanation for that. If she's the last Vegapunk, she'd still have to leave with us because the island is being destroyed. Absolutely. She would have to leave, and maybe same as Bonnie. Like, it might be a situation, and this might have been what Oda meant by, saying that the Straw Hats were on track to go to Elbaf next, but that they might. The way I remember reading it was like they're destined to go to Elbaf. They are. It is planned that they're going to Elbaf. I'm going to try to keep them on that course, but they could steer me in another direction, and that could be what Vegapunk meant. Because if Bonnie and Kuma are on the ship with them, and Lilith is on the ship with them, maybe they won't want to go to Elbaf. Maybe Lilith will have somewhere else she needs to go to be. Maybe to Vegapunk's like homeland. Maybe they have to drop Bonnie and Kuma off, somewhere as well. So maybe that's what he meant by like, I'm going to try to, make sure they go straight to Elbaf, but, it's going to be hard to not take them here, or there. But yeah, I also like the idea that one of them, like York and Lilith, survive so that the world government and like the side of good, like the pirates, I guess, in One Piece, or the people have a Vegapunk and the world government has a Vegapunk. I do like that too. And that Vegapunk doesn't necessarily need to be a straw hat, but could just be on the side of the straw hats. But yeah, cool. Got a couple more super chats. Let's freaking go. Thank you so much for the support. It helps. It matters. It really freaking does, man. Spicy Kimchi. Shout out Spicy Kimchi. Great job holding down the fort today. Thank you. I'm doing my best. I appreciate the kind words. Thank you, Spicy. Thank you. Berto Bert.
Good smell. Flavor.
Shout out Berto Bert. I'll take the L on this if it doesn't come true, but I have a feeling Luffy might come face to face with Dragon if the theory of Bonnie joining the Revolutionary Army comes true. That's another good point. So yeah, if like Lilith wants to go somewhere else, right? Because yeah, they can't stay on Egghead, obviously, so they have to go somewhere else. Bonnie and Kuma might want to go to wherever the Revs are, but would they go there? That would be cool, but I don't see that happening, especially if Kuma's alive. I mean, they wouldn't need, I mean, they have their own way of traveling. But I don't know. It is looking to me more and more like he will survive. But it'll still be sad because it won't be like truly him, I guess. But then again, he could die, and as long as they have the body there, Bonnie could take him somewhere and bury him. But that would also be fucking sad. Jesus Christ, give Kuma something, man. All right, let's jump back over to the chat. Elizabeth reminding everybody to like the stream, please, and thank you. It matters. It helps, man. All these little things, we appreciate support of any kind in any way. And these are things that you could do for free. And I know I'm bad at it. Shit. Sometimes I watch it and I don't always, I like it. Like I like it in my head and in my heart, but I don't actually make the effort to hit the like button. And when I remember, I try to act on it, but I'm a human being too. So I get it, but I'm reminding and asking, that if you like these streams, liking them does help, and it does matter, and it is appreciated. And thank you, Elizabeth, for reminding everybody. Bonnie for Nakama. Again, now I've convinced myself that ain't happening. And Rumham is also saying Bonnie for Nakama. Not that I don't like that. I just, Zigzag saying hashtag team Bonnie for Nakama. I just don't, I don't, it's not that I don't like it. I like it. I just don't see it. I'm going to write that down too. Because again, two Nikas, it just doesn't, I really do feel like that. It just wouldn't work long term. It works in this moment. It's really cool in this moment. But especially with the rate that like Luffy has been using Gear 5 in Egghead, I just feel like this is something that Bonnie would also start to, if she did travel with them, do more and more and more. And it would just feel, I do think that it would cheapen Luffy's Gear 5 if they traveled around together and just were both going Gear 5 all the time. I don't think there's a daycare on the boat though. She's got her own crew too. Yeah, again, it's not that I don't, in a perfect world, in a distorted, bro, that's what she's gonna say. Oda's gonna write it like this, bro, because this is how you make the fans happy, and this is how you make the story, still tell the story you want to tell, and have everything makes sense. When they finally separate, when they finally part ways, Bonnie will tell Luffy, because Luffy will ask her, do you want to join my crew? Do you want to be a part of my nakama? And she will say, in a distorted future, I am. In a distorted future, I am. And then she'll say that with Kuma's fucking dead body on her shoulder, and she'll be walking away. Let Josh cook. Winston said the convo between Emeth and Joy Boy was during the war when they knew that they would lose, but made the poneglyphs and spread them. It could, you could be right. I read it the way that Beautiful Life said. That's why Oda is writing this and not you. I love you too, Beautiful Life. But that's so funny. Sorry. Home situation. Oh yeah, Winston, you're probably right. I did just read it because he almost reacts to it in real time, and that's why sometimes the manga can be a lot less clear than like something like an anime, because he looks like he's hearing it in real time, and he almost kind of looks and reacts to. He's like the time. Maybe he is remembering and reacting to a memory of that. Because, yeah, the only reason I made that connection in the first place was just because of the golem theory and conversation. It would be cool, but you're probably right. I don't see a reason for her joining. I mean, she only wanted to be a pirate because of the whole Kuma situation, so why should she travel with them without Kuma? Exactly. I think she's going to, still do her own thing, but I do think she's going to want to be free. I mean, she is free. And travel and do stuff. She might not be a pirate, but yeah. And if she did continue to do something, I mean, I could see her joining the Revs because of Kuma's connection to them, and even her mother's connection to them. I could really see that as being something that would be more likely, maybe. Red Dragon, Oda's playing with our hearts for a new female crewmate with Yamato, Stussy, and now Bonnie. But Bonnie needs to be a Straw Hat because she has the right requirement to be a Straw Hat member. That's the thing. I mean, and people would, I think, throw Lilith in there too. But I don't know. I don't like they'll leave the island with them, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I think the Straw Hats. This is from Micah. I think the Straw Hats are gonna split up. Egghead mirrors Saboti, and I think it would be interesting for them to split up to kind of gather the forces before the end. You know what? Genuinely, oh yeah, Carrot, said Nico Mero. Don't forget Carrot. Genuinely, Micah, I think I don't know how likely that is to happen, but in my opinion, but I do like that idea that, yeah, they would maybe split up because they do have the Sunny and they do have the pirate, the giant ships there as well. So they have multiple ships, maybe other giants will escort them. Like escort Bonnie and Kuma, escort, Lilith or whatever. And so the Straw Hats will still be able to make it straight to Elbaf, but it would be interesting. I think there are certain characters that need to go to Elbaf immediately, right? Like Robin. It would be hilarious if that happened. Micah, it would be hilarious if they did split up and Usopp went to fucking, go meet the Revs or something and didn't go to Elbaf. It would be so funny. But yeah, like you said, gather the forces. I don't know how likely it is to happen. I think it's interesting. I think it would be interesting. I think it would break a lot of hearts seeing them split up because on a week-to-week basis, it would feel like forever. But yeah, I mean, it could be that, or the Giants could escort them wherever they need to go. Kaku made me sad. He will leave the Marines for sure. he's going through it, bro. And it's funny because Lucci, he's known Lucci for a very long time. He thinks that there's nothing that will make Lucci forgive Stussy and allow her to continue to hang with them, to be a part of their crew. But he's about to find out. And that's why I'm so invested, bro, because Lucci's still going to be Lucci about it. But yeah, they're gonna stick together, and I'm really again invested because of how emotional, like, not just Stussy is about the whole situation, but how emotional Kaku is and how kind of like torn up about all of it he is. Did not expect that at all. Was not on my bingo card to be so invested. And I think that's why, even when we watched the last episode of the anime, when they're fighting the Seraphim and, Zoro's like holding Kaku, I root for Kaku now. I really do. I love Kaku. Like, if there was a dope ass affordable Kaku figure, it'd be right there on the shelf. Kaku. Vivi is already a member. She is an honorary member for sure. I could see, this is also for Mike, I could see something like Robin and Usopp rallying Elbaf, the monster trio going to Blackbeard's island, etc. That's an interesting split up. Again, it could work. It really could work. Soham saying Whole Cake might be in a political dilemma right now. That is very true. Very, very true. We did kind of cut there for a bit, but Katakuri, Katakuri is holding it down. Brule, holding it down. Luffy, legit still had the most relevance this arc. What do you think will happen if they split up? Luffy is hyper focused on, and the other Straw Hats get shafted. But that again could be, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, but that could give merit to them splitting up because, you would have no choice but to spend time with other characters when you cut to them because they wouldn't be with Luffy. Again, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I like thinking this one out. I'm having fun thinking this one out. Josh, are you about to cry? Literally always. I'm on the brink of tears. No Alabasta characters yet. It's the Mexican and Josh. He loves his novella drama. Yeah, bro, I was invested. I want to reenact it. But I want to film it like a telenovela. Like, I want it to actually play out that way. I want to put the music there. I want to put the camera angles. I want to do it. Yeah, he's definitely going to lead the world government. But what would he do? I mean, what would they do? Who would they be? Because I think him, Lucci, Stussy are all going to fucking do their own thing. They're going to Miles Morales it. And, but what would they do? Like, would they just... I mean, Lucci would probably still want to fight Luffy just because, I don't know. That's just all... He just likes to fight. He loves the fight. But... Fake tears, Guido. That's so funny. Nico Mara said, this camera setup is giving me YouTube apology vibes. Yeah, I wanted to apologize. I wanted to come here today and apologize for my actions. As many of you noticed, Megan is not here today. And it is because of something that I did. We after yesterday's stream, we went to go get some food, recharge. She got up to get a refill, and I ate her entire meal. Scarfed it down. Didn't even really breathe. And when she came back, I lied. And I told her that I couldn't see who did it, but that, someone came by and kind of just like took it, And I just want to apologize for that. And I think that she knows the truth. And I think that's why she's not here today, because in her heart, she couldn't stand to be here with someone who lied to her face, you know? And so if she's watching, if she's still here in the chat, I just want to apologize. And I want to apologize to you guys too, because that's just not cool. That's just not cool. So hopefully you forgive me for that. It was a lot of food too. But yeah, thank you. KBBQ on me. Next time we link at a con. Quattro, say less. Say less. Bro, I love KBBQ. I love that shit. I can eat it literally for every single meal. Because it's versatile. You could cook it all, kind of put it in the rice paper. You put a little steamed egg, mix a steamed egg in that bitch. You get some soup. It's so good. It's so good. Because it's a lot of protein, but the different marinades. So good. Red Dragon hype for One Piece live action season 2. Same, dude. Same. You sucked it down like a Gorosei. I sure did, bro. That was literally why I think also it was so triggering for her, because she did read the chapter, and you know, I think when she saw that, it triggered her, because that was me. I was like, oh. Yeah. Declan.
Shitty.
Shout out Declan. Now that we know the broadcast isn't over, do you think we will get a Blackbeard reaction? At this point, I don't even care if we get a Shang/Eam panel. Blackbeard always pushes the story forward. Do I think that we're going to get a Blackbeard reaction? I don't know. Maybe. Because we still got a couple in this chapter. It may be. I don't think it's unlikely. But how much more message is there? How much is there? I want to kind of see again, like where exactly, like what the exact sentence that he left off on in this chapter was. And I think it was where he says, and to those that have suffered for this, I can only pray my voice reaches you. Because I think earlier he had, and I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but earlier he kind of said that there was only like, this was the last thing he was going to say. Because he said that everything else he could speak on would be speculation, would be like rumors, would be like not based on like facts and evidence. So he wasn't going to include those things, that this was the last thing he wanted to say. And, and it feels, and to those who have suffered for this, I can only pray my voice reaches you. I feel like that's a pretty strong, like, end to the message. But I have been so wrong about this damn message, man. I have been so wrong about it. It keeps going, comes back on. I was hyped, though, when it got turned back on. I was hyped. It was very like purposefully executed. So we cut out that little, we didn't get to know that little bit of information, but I was lit when it came back on. Can we talk about how Luffy tanked an Ifrit Jump powered by strong right and Bonnie's attack and still is in Gear 5? Gear 5 is untouchable. He did say it hurt, though. He did say it hurt like a bitch. And that'll be in the official viz. It'll say hurt like a bitch. But I mean, yeah, dude, that's fucking insane. It's wild. Gear 5, I mean, but just think about how he's been really like, the Gorosei, he's just been kind of like tossing him around. Like he hasn't, it's a lot. It's not easy, and they're regenerating, and he's not really like able to land like a devastating blow. But like Gear 5, I mean, he's really just doing whatever the hell and can do whatever the hell he wants to do. He's untouchable. But it's just so cool that it's now being like paired up against this regeneration and things. So it's like, it doesn't matter that he can do anything because they can always heal from that. I just think it's really, really cool. But yeah, dude, crazy. crazy. And I can't wait to see it animated. It's so crazy. Also, just like watching the anime every week that we watch it, and just realizing like how far behind like it really is. Because this stuff it's gonna be a while before we get here, but God. All right, I do, because I want to make sure that we don't go too long. I do want to still get to another segment, our famous segment. Heavy is the head that wears the L. The book is over here, slightly out of reach, but I'll be able to get it. Of course, a segment where we write our predictions for upcoming chapters or arcs in our Book of L's, given to us by Will, a beautiful member of our community, made by Will. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me grab it. Gotta move all this stuff. Bro, this shit is heavy. Gotta get the gold pen too. Gotta get the gold pen. All right. I have a couple things already written down and brainstormed. I just love showing this book any chance I can get, because it really is beautiful. And I don't know if I don't know if the camera does it justice, because it is a tome, and it will survive the apocalypse, the end of the world, that it will live on. People will stumble upon it one day, and they'll say like, "Oh, this looks important. This must hold records of a history that existed long ago." And they'll start kind of rifling through it, and they'll see all these like very kind of, I guess, confusing sentences with stamps of these characters, and they'll really start to regard it maybe as some sort of holy text. Maybe. All right, I have a couple today. Last week we wrote down Nika D. Binks from the community's theory and Tigres in theory. So let me just add underneath that. Okay. Here are my L
Bro, lost
theories
for real.
for this week, based on this week's chapter. So, the first one is the government. The government, not the government, the fucking Gorosei. God damn it. Gorosei won't be able to regenerate. Be able to regenerate from the robot's attack. And that's a fact. What is today's date? The 27th. 6/27/4. My other prediction, and I have to go back and look because, bro, I get a little carried away. Beppo and Law are on Elbaf. Okay, that's going to be interesting. Bonnie will give all of the Straw Hats a Nika form. Okay, that did not happen, but we're not stamping them today. Okay. This is what I was looking for. I found it. Atlas and Lilith will die before the end of Egghead. I know this is kind of cheating, but I'm going to scratch out Lilith because the other theory that I have, I still think Atlas is going to die, but the other theory that I have involves Lilith surviving, and it's kind of what we were talking about earlier. So, give me that edit. Lilith will be the sole remaining Vegapunk. And again, this will come full circle because she was the first one that we met. The sole remaining Vegapunk, and set off set off. Like, obviously, she might hop on the Sunny for a bit, but might be escorted after that somewhere, or might be escorted straight up. I don't know. But she will be the sole remaining Vegapunk, and set off on her own, I guess. Set off on her own to essentially to continue Vegapunk's work, to continue Vegapunk's work. And then I'm going to write full circle moment. All right. So that's the second one. And there is a third one. Bonnie. Oh, yeah. Okay. I have to go back. Bonnie will give, okay. Because I think I wrote down something about Bonnie. I think I said Bonnie will not join before. And if I didn't, Bonnie will give... Joy Boy is 100% a Buccaneer. Man. This one's coming truer and truer. This one's aging so well. Stussy will join. This was over a month ago too. Stussy will join back up with Lucci and Kaku, and they will work together against the world government. Aging like fucking wine, dude. Fine wine. Bonnie. I wrote Bonnie will join here. I can't write both. But Bonnie's not joining. I'm going to write the Giants will escort Bonnie and Lilith to, slash like Kuma, I guess, to wherever they need to go, but they will not join the Straw Hats. All right. It's a little extra to do it this way in a giant book of L's, but it's more fun too. So the predictions that I have, and I'd love to hear yours, are that the Gorosei will not be able to regenerate from the giant robot's attack. Lilith will be the sole remaining Vegapunk and set off on her own to continue Vegapunk's work. The Giants will escort Bonnie and Lilith / Kuma to wherever they need to go, but they will not join the Straw Hats. There it is. And thus concludes the segment. Heavy is the head that wears the L. God damn, boy. Heavy. Okay. The sacred text. Atlas is going down for sure. Absolutely. I'll bet she joins Judge and Caesar since she is the embodiment of evil. Will, that's interesting. That'd be kind of fucking crazy if she joined them. But I mean, I guess it could kind of maybe make sense because they both, have a history of working with Vegapunk and a history in general. So, I could see it. I wouldn't like it, but I could see it. Just because I don't like Judge. Gastino, aka Caesar, I love to hate him, but I kind of just love him sometimes also, even though he's horrible and has done horrible things. But as a character, it's the Askeladd situation all over again. Josh, I posted a list of anime you guys can react to on the second channel It's on the Community Live Discord. Is it there now? Yeah, Zigzag said, Lilith would meet Judge and Caesar and say, wow, you guys are messed up. I thought I was messed up. You guys are messed up. Okay, is it farther up then? Was it today or... Oh, I see it. Peak Animes. Okay. Cool. Just so I know exactly where it's at. Awesome. Yeah. Our Code Geass season 2 episode 23 and 24 reaction came out on our second channel today. Finale coming out next week, and then we're jumping into Bebop. We already got the first 2 episodes of Cowboy Bebop recorded in the tank. They're gonna be coming out to Patreon YouTube members very soon. The remaining episodes of Geass are already up for them. And yeah, we're just having so much fun on our second channel. Also, check that out. If you like, because we're reacting to the classics. Okay. Neon Genesis Evangelion. First time I ever saw it. Megan had already seen it, but she was kind of my spirit guide through, and she really was like a therapist guiding me through the pain and the trauma that was Neon. And then we jumped into Gurren, now Code Geass season 1 and season 2, now Cowboy Bebop. We're going through the classics that somehow, as big of anime fans as we are, we've somehow missed. And that is what's kind of challenging about finding series on that channel, is because like classics we are kind of running out of because we have seen a lot of them. That's why that list helps a lot. So I'll share that with Megan. Thank you for that. And check out Volume 1 Plus. It's a lot of fun. He experimented on children. Josh made them drug addicts. No, Gabe, he's a bad guy. He's a horrible guy. And a horrible, he's bad. Period. But as a character, he's so, because he was like this menace, but then in like Dressrosa, he became, not Dressrosa, Whole Cake, he became, he was just so funny. He was, and that's Oda. That's Oda. Okay. He took Caesar, who, like you said, experimented on children and made them drug addicts, and he said, let me make this man comedy. But of course, I'm just joking. But I did find him hilarious in Whole Cake, and that's why I say that. But he is horrible. He's horrible. I don't like him as a person in the world of One Piece for the things that he's done. But as a character, The Gurren Lagann reactions took me back. Great show. Literally the only time I think I've ever, maybe not the only, but one of the only times I've ever like cried in a long time period, on or off camera, but for sure on camera. Like that show fucked me up. Y'all are slacking on Dororo, Yu Yu Hakusho, and Psycho Pass. The only thing with Yu Yu Hakusho is that I think it's super long. Not that like Code Geass wasn't long. Season 1 and season 2 total up to be 50 episodes, but I think Yu Yu Hakusho is longer than that. That's literally the only thing. It was fun to laugh at Caesar and laugh at his misery. Yeah, thank you, Will. Thank you. But yeah. Anyway, now we can just kind of hang out. Now that we got through the segments, we got through the ups and downs, the beat by beat, the predictions. Now we can just kind of hang out in the last like 15 minutes or so, for the last 15 minutes or so, and just kind of shoot the shit, hang out, talk. We also talked casting already too. We covered a lot of ground today, but now we can just chill and go off the rails for just a little bit before we get out of here, because this is the last stream of the week for us. We don't have anything going on Friday or Saturday, although we got another game night coming up, so that's going to be another Fallout RPG session, tabletop RPG session. Super looking forward to that. Haven't had one of those in a long time, and that's the thing with tabletop role-playing campaigns in general, is that it's so hard to keep a group coming back, week to week. But somehow we've managed it with this group. We've played a lot. We played some Call of Cthulhu. Now we're playing Fallout. D&D's coming out with their new edition, so I'd love to run something, a Curse of Strahd or something. That's just been so fun. Rank the 3 mech animes y'all have reacted to so far. Neon, Gurren, and Gias. That's hard. Okay. Neon, Gurren, Gias. Holy fuck. Okay, Declan said, did you start season 3 of The Bear? I'm going up to the unhinged Christmas episode. I'm up to the unhinged Christmas episode. So, didn't start it because I genuinely wanted to binge it. I was so excited that it dropped yesterday and all the episodes dropped and I was like, oh, fuck. But I want to binge it. And so I think maybe tonight, actually, or maybe tomorrow tonight and tomorrow, I'll dive into it. But I'm super excited, man. Super excited. I can't wait. Okay. Let me get back. I'm not dodging the question. I would maybe, and this is this is not me dissing the series that I would put in third because they were all genuinely so fun to watch. So good. But Neon, I think is number 1. And I think Gurren is number 2, and I think Gias is number 3 in my heart of hearts. Because I appreciated how cerebral Neon was. That mixed with the rebuilds, I thought it did something. And it's so funny, like I saw this comment in a comment section for the new, like, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson Christmas movie that's coming out. But it's like where The Rock plays Santa's bodyguard, who's played by Santa's J.K. Simmons, and like Chris Evans is in it. It's a whole thing. But in the comment section, someone was saying how I don't need every movie to be like super deep or whatever. Like I'm excited to just turn my brain off and watch this movie. And someone replied to that, I agree. Like for every Neon Genesis Evangelion, like there needs to be like a Pacific Rim, like something that's just like action and spectacle that you could turn your brain off to and just like have fun watching, but then also something so cerebral and just heavy. And I really, but I just love Neon for its creativity, like how it did everything it did, how it, like the vehicles in which it delivered a lot of its messaging. I loved it. Gurren just gave me an emotional reaction that was so strong that I haven't felt in a long time. I love how it had these like time skips and we got to kind of grow up and see the world change and the characters grow. But Code Geass was so good. It's hard. It's hard. For me though, Ava, Gurren, Geass, same. B said he saw the first 2 episodes of The Bear already and they're heavy. Oh no, I'm not ready. I am ready though. Oh, the last season 2 is fucking heavy. They're all, I think they filmed season 3 and season 4 back to back. So hopefully it won't be like too long in between, but I'm so excited that it's finally back. Bro, I got so desperate. I was watching freaking Shameless just so I could get a little bit of, I forget the actor's name, but get a little bit of him back in my life after the hole that The Bear season 2 left in me. I wonder if a Gundam would ever make it to V1. Who knows? Jackbox, we still got to play Jackbox. What are your thoughts from Winston? What are your thoughts on the remembered TARDIS? The Easter eggs in it, so cool to see. Yeah, man. I not only do I love the concept of, I think Winston, you were here. We were talking about it a little bit yesterday. I love the concept of the remembered TARDIS. I think it's so clever. I think it's so cool. I think it's genius, really. And I also love how they were able to, and I don't know how exactly it worked, but I love that they were able to build that set for something that happened in the season, but then also use it. I think they use that same set for their series where they kind of got to sit with old doctors and old companions and sort of like talk about Doctor Who. I love that. And the attention to detail, the Easter eggs, like seeing Mel react to like the jacket and all the things. It was beautiful. Like the remembered TARDIS as a concept was a stroke of genius. It was literally just the main villain stuff that I didn't like super love, and how it like was wrapped up and how I didn't feel as satisfied. But like there were so many great things throughout. The Remember TARDIS was one of them. I love like that they've brought back Doctor Who. I think it's called Unleashed now. When they had, because I remember watching the Matt Smith era and watching Doctor Who Confidential, and that's something that I look forward to all the time. And so I love that they've brought that back. I've been watching every clip. Kind of sucks that I can't find it like in full. Maybe Winston, you know where I could watch it, like every episode of it, but I only find the clips that they release on YouTube or the clips that like other channels re-upload. But I've been watching all of it, dude. It's so cool, and I love having this like behind the scenes show back. The only thing that I don't watch, not for any particular reason necessarily, but I don't watch the Doctor Who podcast. Not for any particular reason. I don't know. I watch the episode. I have my own like Doctor Who YouTubers that I watch. I mean, Who Culture is great. I pop in on Theories from time to time, you know. But yeah. Kamina is my favorite character out of those. Out of the like the main characters, like we're talking like well, see, that's what's kind of crazy, bro. If you rank the shows, it would be Neon for me, Neon, Gurren, Gios. But if you rank the protagonists, it would maybe be, because are we counting Kamina or Simone as the protagonist? I think you got to count Simone, right? So it would maybe be like Lelouch, Simone, and Shinji. Shinji would be there. You know, it kind of flip if we're talking about protagonists. Gabe said, how are you feeling about the new Doctor Who series? I did talk about it a little bit yesterday. I'll just give you the footnotes of that. I think the series as a whole is spectacular. It's great. It's got some really solid episodes. It's the best Doctor Who has been in a very long time. But the series finale, the season finale rather, it didn't stick the landing. Although, like I said earlier, it has some really cool, amazing concepts in it. Millie was great. Shooty was great. Everybody was great. It doesn't take away from how much I love this season and how good I think this season is. The way certain things were wrapped up, but there are just a couple of issues that I had with the final episodes. You know, how things were resolved with the big bad, the final villain, and they were the two. They were the things I was the most upset about or bothered by, out of the entire season. And like I said, I don't think that they take away from the other great standout episodes. Doctor Who is back. It's the best it's ever, not ever been, but because Doctor Who's been great. But like, it's the best it's been to me personally in what's felt like a very long time. And so, yeah, I just, there were a couple things at the very end that I was just like, really, Russell? Really? But yeah. All hail Lelouch. Yeah, Lelouch should be number one. And then Simone. And then Shinji. Money said, for real, all hail Lelouch. I'm going to sidestep any fool cosplaying Shinji. Bro, don't go near them. Don't go near them. And maybe they'll squirt a little hand sanitizer on them too. Actually, like make them put their hands out and squirt the sanitizer in it. Eurocamp. I know Eurocamp. I know Megan's caught up on Eurocamp. I know. She loves that. Gus said, someone may have already asked, but are you watching House of the Dragon? Of course, watching House of the Dragon. Of course. 2 episodes into it, really enjoying it. I didn't read the books, so I wasn't as upset. I know a lot of people were upset at the way they adapted the blood and cheese moment from the books in the first episode. As someone who didn't read the books, I was not bothered by it. I still thought it was pretty graphic what was happening. I still thought it was pretty crazy what was happening. There was some other changes But I was also looking more into it, and Team Black. I don't know if there are any people who've read the book in the chat right now. I'm sure there are, but there was a note from the showrunner or one of the writers about that specific choice to adapt it that way, the blood and cheese moment. And the way they kind of described it is that the book it's based on is kind of a telling of history, right? So someone is recording history and events that are being told to them by, I believe, Alicent, I believe. And so the way that the showrunner or one of the writers had gone into it was like, okay, Alicent would definitely probably exaggerate certain things to make Rhaenyra seem worse. So how do we balance it to make it like to make things to meet at a middle that would probably be most true? And I don't know. I saw other people in the comments not agreeing with that. Like, no. But I just thought it was interesting still. I'm loving it. Genuinely, I love the first 2 episodes. Matt is, speaking of Doctor Who, I love him as Daemon Targaryen. And it's just good. It's just a good time. Fuck that fool. The fucking knight. Fuck that bitch. You know what I'm talking about, the knight. Fuck that fool. Annoying ass fool. But, Team Black, all hail Rhaenyra. And so on and so forth. It's so fun. I'm glad it's back. Gus said just saying the bone sawing sound was crazy. I literally thought like, holy fuck, this shit is wild. There were people, and this is gonna be very. I'm not gonna say who it happened to. It's gonna maybe be a mild spoiler. I'm not gonna say who was involved or how it happened or who it happened to. But literally, I saw people in the comments going like, man, like this was like way toned down. Like I expected to see like the fucking blood and the way it was described in the book. And I'm like, I don't think they could show that on TV. I don't think they could show what you're describing on television. Tiberius with a super chat. Thank you. And I want to make sure we're all caught up real quick too. I'm going to make sure I didn't forget anybody. And I don't think we did. Okay, back at it. Tiberius, shout out. I may have a type. Misato, Himeno, and Kikuru, Bochi. Even though my wife is the complete opposite. Thank God. That would be damning. That would be damning evidence. But Misato, I fully support that. I get that. I'm right there with you. Come on. Misato, there is no one like Misato. Okay. Did she also do some questionable things? Yes, but yeah, we're not talking about that right now. I love her so much. Himeno, okay. All right. I see you. But yeah, Misato's the best, dude. With, out giving too much attention or focus to those or that thing she did, I just try to forget about that. I try to not think about that. Also, the books are retelling from other people's perspectives. Yeah, Beautiful Light. That's how I kind of interpreted it too, or understood it too. So it kind of made sense to me that the showrunner was like, yeah, we're just trying to find a middle ground. There's the truth. What is it? The truth. The truth lies between whatever. There's a saying. You know me and sayings. But yeah. Nico Mero, I'm starting to play Magic the Gathering, and I just bought a Doctor Who Commander. It's been pretty fun. I wanted one of the Doctor Who Commander decks so badly. Of course, I wanted the David Tennant one, but I think it's like $90. A Commander's so fun, by the way. I either wanted that. I think the Missy deck was really cool, and I think they had I don't remember all of them. Why am I blanking right now? But the Missy deck and the Tenant deck, I wanted, I think, the most. But I think there was like a Dalek deck too. Anyway, that's awesome. Magic is so fun. Commander's so fun. And speaking of Magic, I was watching because I'm still reading the the next the Mistborn series after the original trilogy, the Alloy of Law, Wax and Wayne series, whatever. And so I'll pop in on like a Sanderson video from time to time. And he had mentioned the professor who is like a Magic the Gathering creator. And he was like, I just want you guys I want to shine some light on some fan funding that he's trying to get because I think he's an awesome guy. And I want to help him reach his goal. And we're going to be like playing Magic together in an upcoming thing. And I was like, bro, this is so sick, bro. Sanderson has been collabing, bro. He's had Ren from Coral Crew on there. He's going to have the professor for, they're going to play some Magic, bro. Come on now. The TV show is more canon because it is showing you what actually happened. See, Beautiful Lie, I feel like we're on the same page here. And that's what I understood. But yeah, people just wanted a direct adaptation of the book. Or certain people. You guys are crazy, dude. Kevin said, Josh, are you still playing OPTCG? You know what? Honestly, I love the game. I haven't played it in a long time. I don't, and this is not good. It's not a good quality to have necessarily. But I don't get the same feeling playing online that I do playing in real life. And I just didn't have any. I mean, I guess I could always go to tournaments and stuff, and I could always, there are so many local game shops around, but I never did sign up for anything. Apparently, like Roger and I think Brent Mukai, who both of which, obviously you guys know Roger and Brent, we had on Adulting and Anime, Scratch and Poo. Apparently they get together sometimes and play card games. I think they said they play the OP TCG. I think they even said that they've been like dipping their toes into like Lorcana and shit, which is like the Disney thing. I don't know if I'll play that, but yeah, it made me want to like try to link up with them. I have one other friend who lives kind of far who plays, but yeah, I haven't played in a long time. I still love the game. I still like, follow Chaz and tune in to his videos from time to time to see what the new sets are, the new cards are. But I just don't get the same feeling playing online. And it's very similar, like when the pandemic happened, there was a group of people I knew at that time from like comedy and stuff. We couldn't, obviously there was nothing we could do. Nobody was working. No one was, going to mics and things like that. So we started a virtual like D&D campaign, like on Roll20 or whatever. And that also was not the same to me. Like those guys were really fun to play with. And the guy who DM'd it was like really good and really organized. But something about just like, I don't know, us all being on Discord, it just took away because I mean, I grew up, but since I was maybe like 14, 15 years old, like always playing in person and playing in comic shops. And I don't know, I just didn't have the same feeling playing it online. But I don't know, maybe I just need to get over that. I have a Jonah Magic the Gathering deck. Never played Magic before, but those cards look dope. Bro, they even came out with the Doctor Who sets are beautiful, but all the art is beautiful. It's Wizards of the Coast, and they get in their own controversies, but I am excited about this new D&D set that they have coming out, these new books that they got coming out. I do think that the reason I bring that up is because people have noted that a lot of the artwork that they've been revealing in these new books like looks very similar to the Magic the Gathering artwork, which would make sense. But the cards are so beautiful. The art is so beautiful. They even did a Fallout collab recently too when the show came out, and I fuck with them for doing that. Like the collabs that they've been doing have been super solid. The Fallout one, I don't know how the decks ran or how they played. I watched like a video about them, and apparently some were better than others, but for the most part they were like, okay, these are cool. But damn, I love that they're doing that. That they're kind of like staying in the conversation by releasing these sets as like some of these things have their resurgence or are released. Like they had a Kaiser Caesar's Legion deck. They had a dog meat deck. Like, so sick, bro. So sick. I love Magic. Magic is it is my favorite card game of all time. I still have a bunch of Magic decks. Also don't play very often though. Swabu said, I finally got my hands on a few OP TCG booster packs. Let's go. I remember facing off against Tiberius online. It was great. I will say this, like it is fun. Like it was fun when I played online when we had that like community tournament. It still feels like something is like that, you know, that something from that in-person sort of like game is missing, but it still was so fun. And I think it was also because of like who, you know, I was playing with. And of course that's going to matter, but that's also why like a tournament, online tournament, whatever, wouldn't be as fun. Cause it's like, not only is it virtual, but I don't even really know who the people I'm playing with. And that, like, it is kind of a social thing. And that's how I like to be social. You know, I'm not at a dive bar till 2 a.m. I used to be. I'm at, you know, in someone's basement, 3 a.m, you know, sleeving a deck, putting new sleeves on a deck, sliding them around all over the table. That's me getting fucked up, you know, opening a booster, taking a whiff of those freshies. That's me getting fucked up. Tiberius, I don't think we ever played. I played, you may not be playing against the right people. I would have been talking shit. I would have remembered. I would have loved actually to hear you talk shit. I would have loved it. Elizabeth is taking her leave. Have fun, like Spike D stream. Thank you so much. And until next time, bye. Thank you so much for stopping by. I think we're going to probably wrap it up. I said it was going to be about 15 minutes of just hanging out and chilling, and it went on just a little bit longer than that, but I'm going to rein it in. And wrap it up. Quattro said dive bars are fun, though. You meet the most interesting people. I'll be honest. If I could go anywhere, well, I guess, yes, it would be a dive bar. Like I've been sober for, I even lost track for a long time. But when I was heavy into the drink, I would frequent many a dive bar. I always preferred them over clubs. I always preferred them over restaurants. I always preferred them over sports bars, everything. Because a dive bar, you meet fucking psychos. But also, I feel like you meet crazy people, but you also meet the most real people. Like real people. People who just like are themselves, and there's no one else like them in the world, you know, like they're not doing nothing for no one. They're not turning anything up or turning anything down. If the volume is too loud, if this knob is turned too high, they're leaving it. You know, if the dial's turned too low, they're leaving it, and they're just existing. And that's what you get at a dive bar. If aliens invaded Earth and they said, I would like to learn about the human race, where can I learn the most about them? I would send them down the street to the dive bar. I give them a list. Josh was the psycho at the dive bar. I mean, I don't know about psycho, but you know, Psycho Josh was a different man. So we said my DM moved mid-session, and we had to do the rest on Discord, and it was totally less fun. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about it. Great, could be a great DM. Fun players. But yeah. All right, gotta end it. I don't want to. I'm no good at goodbyes, but I have to. This has been so fun. This was a fun chapter to talk about. And I do honestly love just bullshitting at the end. It's all fun. I love all of it. Thank you guys for hanging out, for tuning in all throughout this week, for the community live yesterday, for tuning into this today. Stay tuned for everything we got coming We're probably going to try to jump into more Vinland soon. We haven't started reading the next arc yet, but we don't want too much time to pass before we get into that. Yeah, Cowboy Bebop coming for Patreon YouTube members probably next Tuesday, or this coming up Tuesday. And yeah, so many other things to look forward to. Thank you so much for being here, for hanging out, for chilling, talking about One Piece and all the other bullshit that we end up talking about. It is genuinely so fun, and it is a highlight of my week. Spicy Kimchi with another super chat. Thank you so much. Jackbox Game Night. Got all 10 party packs so I can host if needed. Have other people join in. A lot of games are up to 8 players. You know what? I'm gonna talk to Megan, and yeah, we need to set something like that up. We need to set up a Jackbox Game Night. We need to set up, Jackbox Game Night would be super fun. We could probably do that and something else. But yeah. Even if it's for, we could do it live too, but we haven't done an exclusive stream in a long time for like just the members. Like that would be fun too. Either way, we need to do it. I know we've talked about doing it for a while, and it would be cool if you go Spicy. That would be lit. Because I think I only have 1 pack. I think it's 3. I think I have Jackbox pack 3 or something like that. But yeah. All right. The only thing. Tiberius said, damn, I try to be sentimental with Josh and he looks over it. Okay. Sentimental. I'm on the hunt for sentimental. Real shit though, Josh, you are truly a man of good character. I respect you for that climb to overcome that. Here's your flowers. Thank you, dude. I didn't. Now I feel bad. Now I feel so bad that I didn't see that. But thank you, dude. It was definitely a journey, and it's still a journey every single day. But I appreciate that. Sorry, I overlooked it. Sometimes I imagine if this was like an actual conversation that we were like having face to face, and you said that. And I was just like, all right, man. Well, this has been so fun, dude. I'm out of here. Thank you. No, but thank you, dude, Tiberius. It really means a lot. All right. The only thing left to do now is to get out of here on our outro. That's always the same and never changes, which today I need your help. We got to come up with an outro in the absence of Megan, because she's the Vega punk when it comes to that. She's the punk records when it comes to that. What is a good outro? Something about Frankie Hockey, Faki confirmed. Something about, what were some of my other ups and downs? Let's see. I don't even need glasses. Gorsey. Okay. Oh, something about like the novella. Something about that. Atlas, don't leave us. That's good. Kaku te amo. Okay. I like that. Froggy. The Megapunk. Ooh, that's a good name. Atlas ain't coming back. I like that one. Atlas ain't coming back. All right. Thank you for watching, for listening, for hanging out, for giving us a space to talk about this series, for being fucking cool. And until next time. Fuck. I always forget it, dude. Atlas ain't coming back. Is that what it is? Atlas ain't coming back. Okay. Kaku Creek is so funny. Well, next time on Kaku Creek. That's so funny. Okay. Thank you for watching. Until next time, Atlas ain't coming back. She's gone. She's dead. Next time on Kaku's Creek. Luigi will never forgive you. You have to go. Kaku, I know I hurt you. But you don't think it hurt me?